It's the B.T.P.
Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to It's the B.T.P. Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to It's the B.T.P. And this is gonna be my part 2 astrology video, okay? Because this has been, something that I ain't even gonna lie, like I've been, like really looked into, and like just broke down the astrology and numerology on and things like that, already. So this is gonna be something that like I'm gonna just talk about and go ahead and like explain in this video, okay? And for the people that may be interested, okay, or just might want to learn, just be learning more about astrology and things like that. Okay, so just when it comes to the Tory and the Megan situation, okay, and for those of y'all, who, already kind of know about that, that happened, it happened in 2020, okay, in Cancer season, in July, okay, and basically, some type of altercation or something happened with them, I guess like they got in some type of argument or whatever the case may have been. They was at Kylie Jenner's house or some party, and then after that they had left, and then that's when the story came out that Megan Meg got shot in her foot, and then like a few days later or a few weeks later, I think that's when she had came out and said that it was Tory. Okay, so so first I'm gonna just break down the energies, okay, that was going on that night, okay, when that shit happened. So the sun was in Cancer, okay, and the moon was in Aries, okay. So just that in itself is a square, just when it comes to the things that people act on, the things that people express, okay, or even just the things that people were really just like talking about, okay, are paying attention to. And then the moon, so the moon being in Aries, okay, and then Mars in Aries, and then Chiron in Aries. So obviously this is a conjunction right here. So the moon and Mars being in Aries, this is basically like going to this is basically like the energy of people are basically fighting or arguing. People are really in their feelings, are just really like emotional, okay, emotional, almost like emotional turmoil, if I said it right, especially with the Cancer energy, the Cancer sun, and then the Mercury was also in Cancer, okay. So even just down to the way people think and communicate, I think I may have already said that, but what was on people's minds, the way that people think and communicate, it's about home, family, domestic issues, okay. And like I said, just people were more emotional, or just in their feelings, I would say, at this time. And then so the moon conjuncted Mars, okay, this is going, and then in Aries, okay, which is the god of war. So this already in itself was like this energy is gonna bring fights and arguments, okay, and just power struggles when it comes to people's feelings and emotions, and as well as just like instability as well, like bringing instability when it comes to even just people's home life or people's personal life, okay, or personal business, okay. So just regards to the Meg and Tory situation, Okay, so they were, like I said, they did start off at someone's home, Kylie Jenner's home, okay, which represents Cancer energy. It rules the home. You know, and this was kind of like a quote unquote domestic thing, okay, because this was something that happened close to home, basically, okay. And I think they were like I think they were kind of close to Megan's home too, like when they had already left the party or something, or they weren't that far from somebody's house. Okay, and then on top of that, you know, they already said that they was arguing like at the party, and then arguing in the car. There's a lot of arguing going on. It was a lot of commotion. You know, obviously it was a lot of anger. Okay, obviously that's why a gun got pulled out, or you know, people got into the situation that they did. Okay, because all of that Aries energy brings a lot of intent. It was a conjunction with the moon, Mars, and Chiron and Lilith. Okay, so all of these planets, all of this energy being in Aries, okay, this already can this already can lead to a lot of catastrophe, if I'm saying it right. Y'all know my speech, you know what I'm saying. You know, and also too, just a lot of, like I said, just a lot of fights, just a lot of arguments, you know what I'm saying, just a lot of people, you know, even just emotional outburst. Okay, you know, just very like heavy, strong energy, or just people feeling the need to act on how it is that they really feel, especially if something, you know, really like makes them mad, or piss them off, or feels like they need to go to war, okay, about it. People definitely is gonna act on this, okay, around this time. So again, this makes sense why it was some type of, you know, fighting and shit like that going on, okay, within their situations, especially if they was in a negative space, okay, especially if their relationship or whatever was going on between them and whoever else was involved was negative, you know, if it was a lot of negativity, okay, you know, it makes sense why shit exploded like that. Okay, because Aries energy is very, very explosive, on top of the Cancer Sun and Mercury. Okay, because Cancer is all about emotions and feelings. Okay, it's not really logical. As well as Aries. Okay, so people, you know, were thinking more so with their emotions, okay, and not really about what makes sense at the time. Okay, this is what people were acting on and communicating. Okay, and then so we have, okay, so then also so then it was a square. Okay, so the moon, Mars, okay, it was squaring Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, okay, which all was in Capricorn at the time. Okay, so the moon and Mars squaring Jupiter and Saturn, okay, and Pluto being in Capricorn. So this can be, you know, this could lead to misunderstandings, okay, our frustrations, our struggles, excuse me, our power struggles when it comes to the way that people feel and act on, you know, what makes sense, okay, what they have been building for themselves, okay, or what they have been involved in regards to their own personal business, especially with that Cancer and Capricorn energy, Aries. Okay, it has a lot to do with home, domestic issues, your personal business, your personal life. Cancer and Aries in itself has to do with personal, okay, the personal. And then Capricorn, you know, it has to do with business and structure and making sense of things, and discipline. Okay, but also like restriction. Okay, so Capricorn was also home. Okay, at home, being in Saturn. Okay, conjuncting Jupiter and Pluto. So this is that also is going to bring like a lot of energy, you know, just when it comes to, you know, change and transformation, you know, when it comes to, like I said, Capricorn things, you know, business structure, you know, how you are making sense of things, what you have been involved in regards to your business or your own personal business, what you've been spending time into. Okay, and how you've been gaining some type of wisdom and meaning off of this. Okay, things are going to change dramatically. Pluto was changing shit dramatically when it came to people's business and status and career and things like that. What happened after that night? Both of their careers changed extremely that night. One was negative and one was positive, right? But Pluto changed both of their business and careers, and even just their realities, literally, after, you know what I'm saying, after that shit happened, right? Okay, and then let's see. Okay, so then Neptune was in Pisces, and it was squaring Venus and Mercury. I'm sorry, I said Venus. I mean Mercury. Venus was in what was Venus in Gemini. So Venus was in Gemini, squaring Neptune in Pisces, as well as the North Node squaring Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so Neptune, and so by Neptune squaring Pisces, okay, this brings the energy of, you know, basically struggles or even misunderstandings or even delusions, okay, when it comes to people's fantasies, people's illusions, okay, and dreams that people have been involved in, okay, as well as with people's, you know, relationships, the things that people love, you know, value and appreciate. Okay, now also too, just by it, you know, have been being just by you know, all these squares and shit that was going on at the time, and oppositions. Okay, this also makes sense as far as to, you know, why you know, it was so much tension, because squares and oppositions ultimately, but especially squares, you know, it brings tension. Okay, so you know, with Neptune and Pisces, okay, squaring Venus, okay, Neptune squaring Venus. Neptune is all about dreams, illusions, imagination, okay, and your creativity. But again, it can also be illusions, okay, and again, it was home in Pisces. So if either one of them, which by the looks of it, it was, you know, it was some illusions going on, it was some going on, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't that Neptune fog, you know what I mean, some type of fog must have cleared up or something like that. Okay, it was some type of misunderstanding or just you know, struggle or tension when it comes to you know, their illusions, you know, their dreams and fantasies. Okay, maybe what they thought was real, or what they may have been overindulging in, just when it came to their relationships with each other, okay, or their sex life, or whatever the case may be, you know, versus with their, you know, their relationships, you know what I'm saying, the things that they love, valued, and appreciated. Okay, with that Venus energy. Okay, and then and Venus was in Gemini at the time. Okay, and Gemini is all about, you know, the mind, you know what I'm saying, and you know, verbal, you know, being verbal and communication. Okay, and also you know, masculine and feminine energies, the man and the woman. Okay, light and dark, you know, seeing all sides, okay, of a situation as well. But Gemini can also be kind of similar to Pisces, to like a trickster kind of energy. But Gemini is more so with the mind, though, you know, it's gonna play games with your mind. And Pisces more so, it's a trickster when it comes to the feelings and emotions, okay, and your dreams and fantasies. Let's see. And then what else did I want to say? And then let's see. Okay, and then just going into like their personal you know, natal charts and things like that. Okay, and what they, you know what I'm saying, what was going on for them, Megan and Tory. Okay, so y'all, first of all, you know, they have a lot of similar energies as far as like Aquarius and Leo going on. Capricorn too. Okay, so they have a lot of similarities too. You know, there's some of them were, you know, obviously in different places and ruled by different planets, but you know, that air, fire, earth, you know, kind of thing going on, conjunctions going on. Okay, so you know, just as far as them attracting each other, are probably just kind of being on accord with certain things. Okay, or just maybe just like when they first met or whatever, I was kicking it, you know, it was probably just like instant, like a bond, or just instant, like, you know, like understanding with each other. Okay, I feel like they kind of get each other. It's kind of like that, like I was saying with that Gemini energy, because the North Node and Venus was in Gemini at the time. Okay, so kind of like that Gemini energy going on, like almost like twins. And Tory, he does have his Mars in Gemini. It's a cusp, Gemini and Taurus. And literally, I mean, they're opposites too. Tory is a Leo, and then she's a Aquarius. Now his moon is also in Gemini. And her moon is in Leo. Okay, which is conjuncting, and her Mars in Leo, which conjuncts his Sun, Venus, and Mercury, and Chiron. Okay, so just by default, okay, just how they both act, or the things that they both express, okay, is completely opposite from each other. Okay, Tory expresses, you know, more so of his emotions or his passions, okay, when it comes to, you know, how he wants to set the stage for himself, okay, or his art and creativity. Okay, but his feelings, you know what I'm saying, and how he may emotionally connect is more so, you know, on a mental level. Okay, he likes to, you know, he likes like high, he's attracted, obviously, okay, to, you know, to intelligent women, or at least that's maybe how they come across. Okay, or just, you know, probably females that he feels like he can like just really talk to. Okay, females he feels like, you know, he could probably pick their brain, or, you know, just because Gemini is all about the mind. It's Mercury, similar to Virgo. You know what I'm saying? It's really, it's a mental and verbal thing going on here. Mercury is all about the way you think and communicate. Okay, and so she has her Aquarius, I mean, her Mercury in Aquarius, okay, conjuncting her Sun. So just by that, and people who have their natal Sun conjuncting their Mercury, similar to him, one, a lot of times these people like to talk a lot, more so depending on what it's in, like if it's an air or a fire, you know what I'm saying, these people tend to talk more so, you know, like to talk a lot, you know, earth and water too, but they have to get more affiliated with you, or a little bit more comfortable. But air and fire, you know, they'll just instantly do it. Of course, obviously depending on their other placements. Okay, but their Sun conjuncting their Mercury, you know, these are people that like to talk a lot, okay, or express themselves, or just what's on their mind, or they may even be a little bit impulsive too, just when it comes to like needing to like get out, you know, express themselves, you know what I'm saying, get out their words as well. Okay, but obviously, you know, this can also be, you know, what kind of got them to bond, you know, what kind of got them to click and things like that. Okay, because Aquarius also is exalted in Mercury, so this also, you know, makes Megan, you know, very, very intelligent. Of course, of being Aquarius too, because Aquarius is like the genius energy, you know what I'm saying? Not to say she's just a genius, okay, but obviously in her own route, in her own right, in her own way, okay, especially having that Leo energy too, you know, when it comes to her creativity, okay, and how she sets the stage for herself, but as well as others heavily with the Aquarius energy, okay. She likes to connect with other people, her associates, okay. I remember in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, when she was first blowing up, she used to always have people around her. She'd be like, friend, friend, friend. I know that's an Aquarius thing too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be having a million friends who then don't be around after 5 weeks, you know. Okay, but yeah, so this makes sense, you know, the way she thinks and communicates, you know, how she likes to think, communicate, you know, she likes to do that with people that she at least considers friends, or maybe not close friends like Cancer, like but just people that, you know, acquaintances, people that she can connect with on a mental level, okay, or people she can just, you know, kind of have fun with and just be free to express herself or express her mind, you know what I'm saying, like just kind of openly, you know. And also too, you know, just being very much about the people, okay, and things like that, or just what she can do for other people, or even too possibly what other people can do for her, especially having that Mars and Leo too conjunct her moon, you know, that could even make her selfish at times too, okay. I mean, we all have selfish ways, but you know, that can make her selfish at times too, just when it comes to her own passions, okay, and her own feelings and emotions. And she can feel very strongly about this, like especially if she, and then just her being Aquarius too, okay, that's fixed energy, okay. So even just at that, as well as Leo is fixed, okay. She can be very stubborn, both of them, okay. Now he does have a Gemini moon, so he might, you know, he's probably not as stubborn as she is, okay. He probably, you know, can let shit go better than she can, okay, or just can kind of like he might just mentally, you know what I'm saying, kind of like say shit or like kind of note stuff, okay. But you know, just when it comes to his feelings and emotions though, he don't really like hold on to things as deeply as she might, or at least like react to them, okay, as deeply or as passionately or aggressively as she might, you know, react, okay. Because she has, you know, her moon and Mars conjuncting Leo, okay, whereas he's in Gemini. Now he may be quick with it, like he may have a really smart fucking mouth, you know what I'm saying, like he may like to argue a little bit, or he may like, you know what I'm saying, he might like, he probably knows how to say little things or do little things, okay, still in a passive or indirect way that might make her upset, especially in regards to like if it deals with other females or something like that. Like it may just be little things that he may say or do, like with other, in regards to other females and stuff like that, you know, that may get her upset, okay, or you know, like that fire up, okay. And then one thing about Aquarius energy in itself, you know what I'm saying, just air in itself, you can't control air, you know, you can't, you know, it's air, it's gonna be free regardless, okay. But especially Aquarius and Gemini, like when they get started, you know what I'm saying, when they get vocal, they get vocal, and it's very hard to more so Aquarius though too, but it's but really all air signs though, you know, it's really hard to get them to quiet down, basically, after they already done got started. They feel like they, because not only that, Aquarius, y'all gotta remember, is ruled by Uranus, okay, which is extreme, okay. It rules, you know, very extreme, you know. It can be very extreme, it can be, because Uranus is all about rebellion, okay, and being unique, all right. But it can also be very extreme because it's rebellious, it's all about that opposite energy. So yeah, so if you have like a lot of Aquarius energy or significant in your chart, you know what I'm saying, you probably already know too, you know, when it comes to just your mouth, okay, or when somebody really gets you there, they get you there, you know what I'm saying, and it's hard to like get you back. So yeah, so I mean, it makes sense too, like they probably like I said, you know, how they connect and how they bonded, okay? You know, obviously it was more so on a mental level, okay? And probably, you know, just being good friends, being able to talk about shit, you know, being able to talk about anything, or, you know, being able to talk about, you know, just fun stuff. You know, they probably were just able to have a lot of fun together, okay? Almost like two big ass kids, okay? You know, it's like when your parents used to take you to the water park, okay, or the goddamn, you know, laser tag or whatever the fuck, okay, or go ride go-karts or something, and the adults had more fun than the kids. You know what I mean? It's like that type of energy with them. Like, I don't know, like, it's just really two big kids. You know, they know how to make each other feel like, you know, kids again, real playful, okay? But at the same time, it can get overbearing or too much, because they have a, you know, a lot of the same energies, okay? And especially just with him, he got a lot of, he got Sun, Venus, Mercury, like he got a lot of Leo energy in itself. So even with that can be very overbearing anytime you have just a lot of planets in one you know, sign, because it's a lot of friction going on in one space, okay? Okay, especially when you align yourself with somebody who got a lot of those energies too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, yeah, y'all just as easily as y'all can like get along or relate with each other, it's just as easily as y'all can like turn into enemies or hate each other, because it's almost like when you're, and of course they're different in their own right, but I'm saying as far as just what may have initially made you guys come together and click, you know, it is those similarities, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is those, you know, those parts of that person that, of course, yes, what's different, but also, you know, what is the same, and where this person, you know, kind of reminds you of yourself at, or, you know, kind of makes you feel comfortable at, okay? And that's usually where y'all have, you know, similar energies. So just by the sun being in Cancer, okay, when that stuff was going on, when that stuff happened, this is gonna, just by that in itself, okay, that is going to bring out, you know, people's deepest feelings and emotions that they may have, you know, been trying to hide or run away from before, because at the end of the day, Cancer is ruled by the moon, okay? And the moon rules your feelings and emotions, okay? And your home life and privacy, okay? So whatever it is that you've been keeping, whatever it is that they've been keeping private, okay, amongst them, or whatever it is that they probably been having going on behind closed doors, domestic issues, okay, at home, Cancer, okay, you know, or just in regards to their own personal Cancer feelings and emotions, okay, that other people probably, you know, didn't know about, okay, especially, you know, the public and stuff like that. You know, this is shit that obviously was gonna be brought to light during Cancer season, okay? Now the Sun and Mercury was opposing Megan's Neptune, Venus, and Uranus, okay? So I'm sorry, y'all, my nose is a little dry because it's like 40 degrees. I keep scratching it. Okay, but she also had a conjunction here, okay, with Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn conjuncting her Neptune, Venus, and Uranus. So just with that opposition there, okay, with the Sun opposing her Neptune and Venus, okay? So like I was telling y'all, it was already a square going on in the sky with Neptune, okay? But Neptune was opposing I'm sorry, her Jupiter was opposing her Neptune, okay? I mean, why am I saying why do I keep saying Neptune? I mean the Sun was opposing her Neptune. The Cancer Sun, okay, was opposing Megan's Neptune, which was in Capricorn. So yeah, so the way that Megan sees reality, I'm sorry, that's Saturn, but the way that Megan, achieves her dreams, or goes about her dreams and imaginations, and her even down to her fantasies, okay, and even her illusions, okay, she does it in a practical and serious way. She does it in a way to where she can build some type of stability or structure, or make sense of, she likes to make sense of, her dreams. She likes to make sense of, basically her dreams and imaginations have to, like, it has to deal with reality. It has to deal with the real world at the end of the day, okay? So she can be the type of person that, she may even struggle with kind of having faith when it comes to like having faith, you know what I'm saying, and things like she may not have control over, okay? So even down to like her having control issues, okay, especially with that Mars Leo, she might even like have control issues when it comes to, wherever the case may be, her relationships, okay, her friendships, okay, especially with that Aquarius energy. But even Neptune, okay, that can deal with drugs, okay, and alcohol and shit like that, okay? But especially in Capricorn, because Capricorn also rule, Capricorn can be very harsh, because it's all about, like discipline and restriction, okay, and karma and shit like that. So Capricorn being in Neptune also can be, because I don't think it likes being there, it can be very harsh there too, okay? So she might even be, very harsh just with herself or with others, okay, or just how she, tries to make sense of her own dreams or her own illusions, okay, or fantasies, okay? She might deal with it in a realistic way, aka, she might do drugs a lot, or, drink a lot, okay, in order to cope with that, okay? And then her Neptune opposing the sun that was going on, okay? So this is already, with this opposition here, okay? So how she, deals with her or how she builds her dreams, fantasies, and illusions, okay, is opposing the sun. So what exactly, needed to be acted on, what exactly needed to be expressed at that time, okay, was or at least shown at that time, was opposing her Neptune, okay? So clearly, whatever type of dreams, illusion, or fantasies that she could have been involved in, obviously in regards to Tory and their situation, okay? And Capricorn is all about business as well. Capricorn rules, your business and career and things like that, okay? So if this nigga clearly was part of her business, you know what I'm saying, and her personal business and her personal life, okay, that was being opposed right now. Whatever fantasy she was in, you know what I'm saying, and especially if it was negative, and obviously from the situation, like I said before, it was clearly negative, okay. The sun ultimately is gonna bring that shit to light, okay? Or if there was some type of, imbalance, okay, or unfairness going on, okay, the sun is gonna bring that to light regardless, especially, if there's when there's an opposition here, okay, because balance needs to happen, okay, especially with Cap being in Pluto too at the time, okay, conjuncting her Neptune, Venus, and Uranus, and I think he got Cap in Uranus. So just the way this nigga, just the way he tries to be original, or he, rebels and things like that, and tries to be unique, is is in a Capricorn like way, is when it comes to his business and his career and things like that. So it even makes sense as to like when you see him now, or just after the situation happened, and especially just him being a Leo, you know what I'm saying, like he has a lot of pride, you know what I'm saying, he takes a lot of pride into his business and into what he has built for himself, the name and the image that he has built for himself, which is all Capricorn shit. Okay, so, and the way that he and the sun was opposing his Uranus at the time. So the sun at that time, people's actions, or what people were showing or expressing, or at least needed to, was, deeply about their feelings and emotions. People were in their feelings. Okay, people wanted to talk about how they felt. People wanted to talk about how other people making them feel. Okay, personal shit. Okay, people were wanting to talk about, even just their home life or their family, or just, whatever had been going on in their own personal lives or their own personal relationships. Okay, but by his Uranus being in Capricorn opposing that, he was already kind of in that rebellious ass energy, you know what I'm saying, to where it was like, and he ain't got no Cancer in his chart either. So, he was already in that rebellious, energy of, okay, it's, he's about his business, you know what I'm saying, right now, or whatever it was, that the energy that was opposing him at that time, that had to do with whatever was going on personally in his life, or whatever personal business that he was involved with in regards to Megan and whoever else. Okay, it already was something that was opposing him. Okay, it was already something that, if it wasn't, like I said before, if it wasn't already a balance there, or some type of like fairness, okay, or if it was just too toxic or whatever, okay, or if shit was too stagnant, things was gonna change. Things was going to have to transform. And the way that he like I said, the way that he tries to be unique, okay, or the way he rebels is, by making things make sense and being practical, and with his business, okay, and his career and his image. Okay, so at the end of the day, he ain't give a fuck, okay, about that shit, what you talking about with your feelings and emotions, all that at that time, you know what I'm saying, like, this nigga, he like, I gotta do what's best for me, or for my, you know what I'm saying, for my business and shit like that, or, you know what I'm saying, like, like, basically, like, okay, let's say if Megan was, being very emotional, or whatever the case may have been, you know what I'm saying, she was expressing a lot of her emotions or whatever, to him at the time. It was arguing going on, they was fighting, she ain't like he was talking to this girl, whatever it may have been, right? He probably was already in the energies of, what, like, I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? And this may just be naturally how he may come across sometimes, like, he may not really care, you know what I'm saying, if it gets to like too much about someone else's personal feelings and things like that, especially being a Leo, you know what I'm saying, he may come across as sometimes like he doesn't care. Okay, which could also be something that could obviously like piss her off. And let's see what else was going on. And then so Neptune was also squaring Sag. Okay, I'm sorry, was squaring Megan's Jupiter, which was in Sag. And then it was squaring Tory's moon and Mars, which is in Gemini. Okay. So again, with that square, okay, this is gonna bring like tension or obstacles, okay, or even just misunderstandings, or something, you know, you gotta work through, okay? It might, you know, bring, you know, it might be like a little struggle there. So when it comes to, you know, dealing with, when it came to, you know, dealing with the illusions and fantasies and people's dreams and things like that going on at that time, okay, you know, there could have been some type of lesson that needed to be learned here, or something that needed to be worked through when it came to Megan's own personal, you know, experiences, okay, and what the wisdom, or what she felt like she had wisdom about, or what she felt like, you know, she really knows, okay, or knew, or whatever. And especially Jupiter and Sag, okay, Jupiter and Sag placement, that can, now that in itself can be really extreme. Okay, I mean, Sag is home in Jupiter, but just having Jupiter in Sag, though, that can bring that can be a very extreme. Fire just in general can be very extreme, okay, but especially Sagittarius, because you know, Sagittarius ultimately, you know, it does rule, excuse me, y'all, I be stuttering, it does rule, you know, uh experiences and like teaching and wisdom, and also like expanding and things like that, okay, and traveling and shit like that. But it's more so about your own personal experiences and the wisdom that you gain, you know what I'm saying, from that. So if so just by her personally, let's go there first. Her having Jupiter in Sag, okay, she already is and then being Aquarius at that, and Aquarius Mercury, she already is the type of person that when she feels strongly about something, motherfucker, you cannot change that. Like, it's very hard to change that. You know what I'm saying? When she feels like she knows something, or she's right about something, okay, or she got more type of information or knowledge than you on something, then it's very like hard to change that, okay? She will go very extreme to like make that known, okay, or express that, you know what I'm saying, to you know, whoever she may be dealing with at the time. So Neptune squaring her Jupiter, okay, this is, you know, probably where she may have she may have been dealing with, you know, some illusions, okay, or just struggles when it came to, you know, what she felt like she personally knew, okay, and may have wanted to act on, or you know, kind of express, okay, especially with that fire there, versus the reality, okay, and what was actually going on. Because again, mind you, at that time Saturn was in Capricorn, okay, and which is home there. So it was all about reality, and you needing to see reality, and you needing to see shit for what it was, okay. And then, but the sun being in Cancer, okay, you needing to see your private issues and domestic issues and feelings and emotions and the personal people, places, and things, and even family that you were dealing with, or you have been involved with. You needing to see it for what it was. You needing to see the reality of it, okay. So especially Pluto being there, okay, it was definitely going to change your reality. It definitely changed everyone's reality and how they seen reality, especially if you were stuck or stuck in an illusion, okay, especially with that Neptune and Pisces, okay. So that's probably where, you know, she was struggling with herself, and where she, you know, kind of needed to learn basically what was real and what was not, okay. You know, especially if she is a person that deals with like drugs a lot, or you know, alcohol or something like that, or she just, you know, she's the type of person that doesn't really like to deal with reality, you know what I'm saying, that may be something that may have been very hard for her, you know what I'm saying, like to deal with at that time, or whatever the case may have been. Like I said, if like let's say whatever people was saying, you know, was true as far as you know, Tory, like they had something going on and Tory was messing with females, or whatever the case may have been. Okay, whatever she felt like she strong, you know, she felt strongly about, or some strong like knowing on, okay, that it was like something probably was misunderstood, or not looked at, or just the way she may have thought about a situation. Okay, it may have been a fantasy, okay, or even just literally like having to wake up from a fantasy, okay, especially when Pluto was conjuncting her Neptune and Venus. Yeah, because Venus, especially Venus in Cap, that's all about reality too. You know, Venus and Capricorn placements, you know, they like to, when it comes to like their relationships and the type of partners they like to have and stuff like that, they like for it to be based off of, you know, reality, or what they can make sense of, or even down to people who already have like a status for themselves, or who are well known, or people who they feel like, you know, they don't have to necessarily be rich, okay, but obviously if you already rich or established, you know, probably, yeah, but you know, but just they like for a partner that, you know, they feel like their partner basically can, you know, take care of themselves, okay, or they can you know, they can do for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want a partner that they feel like they have to like babysit and shit like that. Okay, and they can also be just very strict or stern even when it comes to like their love life and shit like that. So that even makes sense to like when you hear her in some of her songs, you know what I'm saying, when she be talking about niggas and shit and stuff like that she's dealt with, like, and she be telling them niggas like, shut up, you know what I'm saying, like, you my B, you know, or like basically just kind of giving out this energy like she be running niggas, or like just very bossy, okay. It could definitely be that too, with that moon in Leo, Mars Leo, Venus Capricorn, okay. She can be very she can probably be very bossy too when it comes to like her relationships and her partners and stuff like that, okay. You know, it's probably like for her it's like my way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? You like, you got to do shit exactly how I want it, or it need to look exactly how she wants it to look. And if it doesn't, or if things change without her, you know, giving the okay of it, or whatever the case may be, you know, that's probably what may lead her to go to war, or just act out, especially with that Mars and Leo, okay. People can be, especially at you know, young and stuff, still in your 20s and earlier age, you know, Mars and Leo people, they can be kind of childish too at times, you know, or just kind of act out, you know, when they want some type of attention, okay. Or just when they really feel like their pride has been, you know, hurt, their pride has been taken advantage of, okay. These people can really just act out and get in those warlike energies.